Hello. Today we are going to talk about varieties of capitalism, what it means, its categories, and the characteristics of the different systems involved. Varieties of capitalism is a term coined by Peter Hall and David Soskice. In their book, they emphasize the relationship between institutions and firms. In any political economy, there are certain actors, namely state, employers, trade union, and labor. The varieties of capitalism approach divides the different countries based upon the relationship between all these actors. They are broadly divided into two categories, namely liberal market economy and coordinated market economy. Liberal market economies, for example USA, have a decentralized form of industrial relations. That is, the state does not have much say in the matters and employers are strong. Market is the one that solves the problem of coordination between employers, financiers and firms, customers, suppliers, etc. Usually, the relationship between the economic actors is adversarial and hostile and short term. Employers have the freedom to hire and fire employees at their will. Employees do not have much voice in this system. The trade unions are kept at an arm's length and there is a hostile relationship with them. Collective bargaining is localized at enterprise level. Human resource management is not much focused upon. Training and development is not given much emphasis. Liberal market economies are driven by profit, and their comparative advantage is in innovation. They bring up companies that are innovative and can produce huge profits, especially in areas of science and technology, for example, in biotechnology and computers. The next category in varieties of capitalism is called coordinated market economy. Example Germany. Coordinated market economies are defined by a centralized system of industrial relations in which strong institutions regulate the problems of coordination between firms, financiers, employees, suppliers, customers, etc. They are defined by a cooperative relationship between various economic actors. These economic actors form long term relationships. Employers cannot hire and fire employees at their own will due to the presence of strong labor laws. Employees have strong voice in this system. They are represented through works council. Trade unions have good and cooperative relationship between them and employers associations. Hence the employees get good representation. Collective bargaining is strong in these systems. Human resource management is given emphasis. Training and development is given to the employees. The comparative advantage of these countries is that they produce high quality and high value goods. They focus on process innovation, for example, in manufacturing industries. India falls more towards the liberal market economy system. It has a decentralized form of industrial relations where the state does not have much say and employers are quite strong. They can hire and fire employees at their own will. Though there are many trade unions in India, they are not strong enough to protect employee rights. IT companies in India are seen to follow liberal corporate governance system. Software firms that are the most inclined towards liberal corporate governance models perform the best. The media usually depicts coordinated market economies to be better than liberal market economies. But to decide the superiority of one system over the other, we need to understand what exactly are we comparing. Are we comparing the economic growth or the employment levels or the wage spread? Also, we need to understand the methods used to make the comparison, such as surveys. We also need to understand the time period used to make such comparisons and to reach a result. Hence, to reach sweeping assertions that coordinated market economies are better than liberal market economies is risky. I hope you found this video useful and I will come back to you soon with more informative videos.